and theory why. The McRoger theory basically depends on the human nature. It says about the motivation when you are working on the workplace. The theory X says that the employees are very lazy. They dislike the work. They need the required they need the strict supervision while doing the work, because sometimes employees will go into a comfort zone. They don't like to do the work, whether what kind of reason it is, whether it is about the workload, whether it is about the threat from the boss for doing the work, whether he says to you that if you don't do the work I will deduct 5,000 or 10,000 from your salary. So this means that in that case employees don't like to do the work, and at that time they will need the strict supervisor who will supervise them and ask them to perform a good, to perform in effective manner. Some people who are with the theory X, they said that if you want to increase the productivity, the rules are strict. Sometimes the rules are strict. If you want productivity, if you want the profit, desired profit, so you have to make the rules strict for everyone who is working in the organization. Use some methods to ensure that your productivity will increase in this regard. As far as theory Y is concerned, it says that the employees are motivated regarding the work. They love to do the work. They know what is their responsibility and what are their job descriptions. Leaders who are with the theory Y, they said that the team members have the authority and they will participate in the collaborative work environment. In that work environment, which will help everyone as an individual to perform. Theory X and theory Y basically based on two things. One, the group of one people said that the people are very lazy. They need the strict supervision in this regard so that they will be able to perform very good. As far as the theory Y is concerned, they said that the group of people said that the employees are motivated, they love to do the work, they know their responsibilities, and if they are working in a positive environment, if they are working with each other in a collaborative way, collaborative means teamwork. If they are working within the teamwork, if the environment is in the office is that you are work in the team member as a team, so it will help the people to create the good environment. It will help the people to increase the productivity of the work. Like for example, the people who follow the theory by, they said that might be they involved in the decision making process, the team members involved in the decision making process, they want to innovate the new things, they provide the proper opportunities to develop themselves, to develop the personal growth for themselves. They will motivate the employees to do the work. And when the employee is motivated by some person or some of the teamwork or the team lead, it will help the people to increase the not only the it will not only help the people to increase their productivity for doing work, but also it will help the organization to make a good profit. Delegation. Delegation means to assign the or to give the, in simple words, delegation is the process to give the responsibility and the authority to some other people which is related to the specific task or the project. Specific task means if the person is working on a project and the project is very very important for the organization, if the owner of the organization said two people will work on it and they will also take work from the team. They will also give instructions to the team regarding the work. Like if, say for instance, expo means they will arrange different workshops in different cities for the people, so that they will come to know about the organization. If they have a query regarding any problem they are facing, they will open invited there and share it with the people who are sitting there, whether they are counselors, whether they are operation managers, whether they are male counselors or female counselors. They will help the people to discuss their problems with. They will give the solutions to the problems. For example, I write here the example of a project manager. The project manager asks the team members that you have to do this task in which you are expert. Like if someone said to me that segregate the data for social media, I am not expert in it, I have no expertise. And if someone said to me that kindly make a post for this, design a post for social media ad, I have no idea about it because my expertise are not in it. So if your expertise are in content writing, if you are expert in using the Facebook, in Instagram, or any kind of expertise you have to work on that thing, not the other thing in which you don't have an expertise. You don't know how to use it, you don't know how to design the post, you don't know how to design the logos, you don't know how to design the pictures, you have no idea about it. So always do the thing which you have expertise in it. Always take the task in your hand in which you are expert, not that task which you have in which you are not expert, you have no expertise in it. If you have no expertise in the desired task or in the required task, you are not able to work properly on it. And when you are not able to work properly on it, and ultimately the organization will go into loss. Maybe it will be a dangerous sign for you or a red zone for you in that case. So the project manager will give the task to the members. For example, if a person is a graphic designer and he is good in using AutoCAD, he is good in designing the logos, he will give the task to him to design the logos only, because he has expertise in designing the logos. It will help the people to make the right decisions. The manager handle the team very the manager will be able to handle the team in a good way. If some kind of challenges occur there, he will help them out. And also the bond within the team members will be good. The accountability and the ownership within the team members regarding the task is good. Like if I own the project of designing the logos, this means I am the owner of that task. Now it's up to me how I work on it, how I generate the unique ideas for that. Any questions regarding this?
No, ma'am, no question.
Okay. Now next point, empowerment. Empowerment means give the authority to the employees about the resources in order to make the decisions for their work. For example, the team leader who give instructions to the customer sales representative by allowing him to resolve the customer's issue immediately. When we face the internet problem, we call in the PTCL office. They said, "Hello, Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. My name is this. Tell me how may I help you?" So you will start talking. You will start sharing your problem with the person. You said, I have an internet problem. The problem is very much for me. I have to work on computer. I am a graphic designer. It is very difficult for me to do work without internet. Kindly do something for this or kindly work on it. And the person whom you are talking will say to you, ma'am, we are working on it. Your issue will resolve soon. Thank you very much for calling. Allah Hafiz. So this means the customer sales representative will will said you that your problem will resolve. Sometimes they said the problem will resolve within 24 hours. Yes, problem will resolve within 24 hours because after 6 the internet offices are closed. So this is how the employees will give the authority on making the decisions regarding any problem. It will not only increase the customer satisfaction but also it will increase the employee morale, and the customer will trust on the employee that he or she will resolve the problem within 24 hours and I'll be able to resume my work. Any questions?
No, ma'am, no question.
Okay, moving on towards next slide. I'll ask you a question after explaining this slide. Okay, conflict or conversely desire not to upset other team colleagues. Conflict. Conflict arises between the team members. Whether, for example, the deduction of 5,000, your boss will deduct 5,000 or 10,000 from salary, and all of the employers who are working in, they write the application and ask everyone to sign it. Only two people sign it, and others one said, no problem, if there is a reduction, we have no issue with it. In that case, the conflict arises. Because when you are working with the team members, when you are working as a team, when you are working as a colleague with each other, it is very, very necessary for you to have a unity within the team members. If not, the issue will not resolve. The conflict arises, the tension arises between the team members. If some person is in same situation and he said kindly sign it, the person will say at that time I will ask you to sign, and you said no, no problem, no issue for me, so now I don't sign it, I also have no issue in this regard. This is how conflict arises. So always avoid the conflict to be arise within the team members. It will create tension, it will create stress, it will affect the performance of the team members. When you are working as a team member, you have to understand that unity is very important in this regard. The person who is in the situation right now, you will be at the place of him or her at some other time. So sign the application, go to MD and stand for right. If you notice that something wrong happens, something, the policies are not good enough in this regard, you will write application for it, go to the boss, discuss with them. Everyone has to sign the application to avoid the conflict at that time, because conflict is a thing that will destroy not only your performance, it will stops your growth, and it will not increase the bond within the team members. Your friendship will destroy with it, because obviously when we are working within the team, we make a strong bond with each other. So it will not only destroy the performance, but it will destroy the friendship within the team members too. Now example, project team. If the team members said that no, we are not interested in doing the work, we are not interested in completing the design. This will make the environment very tense. When the environment is tense, when the atmosphere is full of tension, it will result in making the problems for everyone. Team makeup. Team plays a very important role in the success and failure of the organization. Team makeup means you have a strong bond with each other. The team you are going to make is full of good skills, it's full of knowledge. They are energetic in doing the work. They know the roles that are assigned to the team members. If you are lack in this, it means that you are not a good leader. You have the lackness in your skills, and at that time when you have lackness in anything, you have to struggle for it. You have to try hard for it to make your performance very good and effective. Likewise, again the example of sales team, because sales teams are facing very difficulties, they are facing different challenges while doing their work, because their work is based on the targets. Sometimes they have to call to the customers regarding the problems. Sometimes the customer will call them regarding the problems. Sometimes the target is set by the management that this is a target and you have to meet it. If you have a proper team built up, it will not only help you to increase the performance but also help the clients to trust on you. Any questions regarding this?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, my question is from you. What do you think about the delegation? Give one example in this regard and just explain MacRoger theory. Why? What do you think about it? Also, give an example regarding this.
Ma'am, for McGregor's theory, why managers like they view workers as enjoying their work, workers are prepared to accept responsibilities and they can derive as much enjoyment from work, which is from rest and play, and which is they're very creative and they will accept the responsibility. Suppose X, they are very lazy, they don't like the work, they avoid responsibilities and not creative. Then, ma'am, from some points I have regarding this, like theory why workers were characterized by McGregors as like they consider effort at work as they just like rest or play. Ordinary people who do not dislike work, so depending on working conditions and considered as a source of satisfaction or punishments, and individuals who seeks responsibilities if they're motivated. The challenge for management with theory why workers is to create a working environment where workers can show and develop their creativity.
Okay, what do you think about the delegation? Explain it in 3 to 4 lines and give one example regarding this.
Ma'am, delegation involves the assignment to others of the authority for particular functions, tasks, and decision. So if I say for positive and negativities about delegation, reduces for positive way, if you say like the advantage, like reduces management stress and workload, then allows senior management to focus on their key tasks. Then they work on tasks, so perspective, responsibility, and authority. Then they know about the organization, help the people problems, and complete specific tasks. Better decisions or use of resources, good method on the job training. And for disadvantages, if we talk about like the negativities, may increase workload and stress out of subordinates, ma'am.
Okay, very good. What do you think about the team makeup? Give one example for this.
Team makeup, ma'am, actually it's like refers to the strong bond with each other. So play a role in the success or failure, their composition. Then they're looking for opportunities, then facing different challenges like balancing teams, lacking necessary skills and knowledge.
Okay, now moving on towards empowerment. Empowerment again involves the employer's authority. It will help you to make the decisions. The teams who are motivated, the teams who are innovative enough to create new ideas, they are capable enough to accept the new challenges. The leaders help them to encourage regarding the communication. They provide the opportunities for increase their skills, and also support themselves if they are facing any problem regarding any kind of failures. Herzberg motivators and hygiene factors. Again, example, I will give you the example of team leader. The team leader, here we take the example of sales representative. A sales representative is a person who will help the customers to resolve the issues, whether the internet problem, whether they are calling for debit or credit card, whether he or she is
Ma'am, ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt in the middle. Are we into empowerment or we are going to Herzberg?
no, we are at empowerment. Second last slide.
Okay, still empowerment. Okay, okay, ma'am.
So the people, the customer sales representative will help the customers to solve their issues. When the issue is solved by them, the customer has a satisfaction on it. The customer rate them by giving 10 on 10. They said, yes, very good services. I am satisfied with the person and also with the services they are giving to me. The last point is Herzberg motivators and hygiene factors. Herzberg two-factor theory basically based on the factors in which one person contribute in the job satisfaction and motivation, and the other can lead to the dissatisfaction, but not necessarily we talk about the motivation. Motivation means, or motivators include the factors such as if a work is assigned to you by the owner of the organization, the work is full of challenges. Like the challenge is that you have to complete the work till 5 or 6 p.m. This is a challenge for completing your work. If you complete the work on time, maybe the owner of the organization will reward you the bonus for this. Your growth opportunities increases in this regard. Your you are satisfied with the job in this regard. Your motivation will increase in this regard. But as far as the hygiene factors are concerned, here hygiene factors includes the different things like the salaries, like the company policies, like the relationships you have with each other within the organizations. It stops the employees for saying this that they are not satisfied with the job. But in this regard, it is not necessary for the employer to motivate themselves regarding the work, because a time comes when you are not satisfied with the organization's policies. Like your boss just make policies in 5 seconds and implement them. You have no idea about the policy. Say, for instance, if the managing director said that if employees will take leave on Monday, 5,000 or 10,000 fine will be deducted from their salary, and he make this policy on Saturday and implement that policy on Saturday. So this is not the thing. The policies will be made earlier after making right decisions and then implemented through proper channel. Sometimes people are not satisfied with this, that what kind of company it is. They have just made policy and implement that. We are not satisfied with the work. Employers will not satisfied with the job. Why? Because of the pressure, because of the threats they are facing. There are different reasons for the employees to leave the job. Sometimes disrespect is the reason for this. Every person has a self-respect. So always take care for the self-respect of the person. Employees will start resigning from the job if they feel this happens to them. They are not satisfied with it. The leaders will understand this, that it is very important for both of them to work if they want to create a positive work environment. First of all, your company policies should be made earlier and implemented later, not at the same time. This will discourage the employees. So, for example, if the employee is on leave during his or her personal reason and the reason is genuine, and the MD deducts the salary in this regard because he made the policy, sudden made the policy and implemented the same day, it will discourage the employer for doing work from there. Employer will get mental stress. Employer is in tension. If employer has a workload, the employee will handle the workload. But if there is a pressure of work from the MD, he pressurizes all the team members that you have to complete the work. Today is the deadline, and till 5 to 6 p.m. you have to complete this on time. This will create the positive, not the positive, but the negative impact on the employer. The employer will start thinking to quit that job. Now, moving towards the last slide example. For example, the manager just focus on the people. For example, writing the assignments. There is a challenge for the employees to write the assignments and engage the employees in this regard. If the employees is engaged, if they do the good work, they will get the proper salary packages. It will help the employee in growth opportunities, and the employee will be satisfied by the job if he or she will get the proper bonus, he or she will get the proper leave, he or she will get the proper response from the management regarding their efforts. No employee will leave the job. They will work for long term in the organization. Any questions regarding this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. My last question is from you. What do you think about the Herzberg motivators and hygiene factors? Give one example regarding this.
Ma'am, for hers book, which is they contributed the human relations and motivation to theories, which is like first, if we go for like one is hygiene theory and for motivation, had close links and which is two factor. He argued that there were certain factors that a business could introduce and that would directly motivate employees to work harder. However, there were also factors that would demotivate. Like for example, like some employees are not satisfied with their behavior, then some having a huge argument, then present but not with themselves actually motivate employees to work harder, which is the hygienic factors. Therefore, the hygienic and motivation factors. So, ma'am, if I go with the hygienic factors, if I even explain in short, so hygienic factors, which is the aspects of worker job which is stressful life into a business, which potential cause into satisfaction, dissatisfaction, which is pay, working condition, status, which is even as well as ma'am, some examples will regarding if we say like for example health, food safety, monitoring someone, but we have to enjoy the good company. And for motivating factors, aspects of worker job can lead to a positive job satisfaction, which is achievement, meaningful, interesting work, and then so ready to accept all the responsibilities.
Very good.
Their point.
Okay, very good.
And
So,
ma'am, for the motivators, one more point: interest in the job.
okay, very well done. So, thank you very much, Rosanna. I hope you understand all the lecture.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Inshallah, we'll meet in next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Allah
Inshallah.
Hafiz. Stay
Take
blessed.
care, ma'am. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.